Welcome to this edition of News Today, a series where we briefly discuss and analyze important news of the day. Without delay, let us explore the headlines first. The Global Leaders Group on Antimicrobial Resistance has recently released a report titled Towards Specific Commitments and Action in Response to AMR. Isult, the world's most powerful MRI, scans the first images of the human brain. The World Economic Forum has recently released an insightful report titled Space, the $1.8 trillion opportunity for global economic growth. Russian-controlled Zaporizhzhia nuclear reactor damaged following drone attack, raising questions on nuclear security. The approved list of models and manufacturers for solar photovoltaic modules introduced by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has come into effect after being held up for over a year. Research papers published by Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument reveals the most precise measurement of the universe's expansion. Let us start with the first news for the day. The Global Leaders Group on Antimicrobial Resistance has recently released a report titled Towards Specific Commitments and Action in Response to AMR. This report aims to provide recommendations for consideration by member states in the outcomes documents of the 2024 United Nations General Assembly High-Level Meeting on AMR, which will be held in September 2024. The report puts forth several key recommendations for consideration by the UNGA meeting on AMR. Firstly, it suggests that the UNGA should convene an independent panel on evidence for action against antimicrobial resistance by 2025 in a One Health context. Secondly, the report recommends expanding existing financing instruments such as the Green Climate Fund and Global Environment Facility to include AMR. Furthermore, the report urges the quadripartite organizations like FAO, UNEP, WHO, and WOAH to urgently update the 2015 Global Action Plan on AMR to ensure a comprehensive One Health response. Additionally, the report suggests that countries should ensure reporting of quality-assured AMR surveillance data through global surveillance systems like GLASS, Animuse, and Inform, which would further help track the progress in tackling AMR. The report also proposes several key targets to be achieved by 2030. Notably, it aims to reduce global deaths caused by bacterial AMR by 10%. Additionally, the report calls for ensuring that Access Group antibiotics comprise at least 80% of overall human antibiotic consumption. The Access Group is one of the groups under the WHO AWARE classification along with the Watch and Reserve groups. Finally, by 2030, the report sets a target to reduce the quantity of antimicrobials used in the agri-food system globally by at least 30 to 50% from current levels. The GLG on AMR was established in 2020 following the recommendation of the Interagency Coordination Group on AMR to advocate for political action to mitigate drug-resistant infections. The report highlights the escalating impact of AMR. Firstly, it is a leading cause of death globally and will reduce life expectancy globally by 1.8 years by 2035. Moreover, AMR is compromising food security due to its impact on livestock production and the global food chain. Additionally, AMR is closely linked to the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution and waste. Lastly, the report indicates that AMR is resulting in greater health expenditures with treatment expenses reaching US $412 billion annually up to 2035.
Moving on to the next news. Isult, the world's most powerful MRI, scans the first images of human brain. Isult can help refine our understanding of anatomy of brain. It could also shed light on diseases like Alzheimer's or psychological conditions like depression or schizophrenia. Isult has power of 11.7 Teslas, which enables it to scan images with 10 times more precision than commonly used MRIs. Tesla is a measure of strength of magnetic field that surrounds a patient when they are in MRI machine. Let's take a closer look at the magnetic resonance imaging MRI technology. MRI is a non-invasive medical imaging test that produces detailed images of almost every internal structure in human body. They use large magnet and radio waves. Also, no ionizing radiation is produced during an MRI exam, unlike X-rays. Magnetic field inside works with radio waves and hydrogen atoms in body to create cross-sectional images. In terms of its applications, images produced by an MRI scan can show organs, bones, muscles, and blood vessels. MRI is widely used in medical diagnosis and treatment planning for brain disorders, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, etc. It is also important to note functional MRI or fMRI, a special type of MRI, produces images of blood flow to certain areas of brain, which helps in brain surgery.
In another news, the World Economic Forum has recently released an insightful report titled Space, the $1.8 trillion opportunity for global economic growth. Let us first take a look at its key findings. According to the report, the space economy is expected to reach $1.8 trillion by 2035, up from $630 billion in 2023. Notably, the impact of space will increasingly go beyond just the space sector itself, with benefits accruing to non-traditional players as well, such as ride-hailing apps. Moreover, the report identifies 5 key industries that will generate more than 60% of the increase in the space economy by 2035. These are supply chain and transportation, food and beverage, state-sponsored defense, retail, consumer goods and lifestyle, and digital communications. Furthermore, the report highlights that the return on investment in space will not be limited to just financial gains. In fact, space technology and applications can also help mitigate global challenges such as providing better disaster warning system and improved humanitarian response capabilities. Turning to the main drivers of the growing prevalence of space, the report attributes this to several key factors. Firstly, there has been a significant decrease in launch costs, which have fallen by over 10-fold over the last 20 years. Secondly, commercial innovation in space-related components and software has played a crucial role. Additionally, the diversification of investment and application with increased private sector participation has been a driving force. Lastly, the report notes that cultural awareness and enthusiasm has been a driver of space industry. Building on these insights, the WEF report provides several key recommendations for different stakeholders. For non-space industry leaders, the report suggests partnering and investing with tech innovators in the space sector. In contrast, for space industry leaders, the report recommends exploring a space for non-space approach where they can co-create protocols and standards. Furthermore, for state-sponsored leaders, the report emphasizes the need to enact legislation, standardization and policies as well as build partnerships across state-sponsored agencies. Shifting the focus to India, let's look at the status of the country's space economy, which currently stands at around $8.4 billion, representing around 2 to 3% of the global space economy. However, India has set a more ambitious target of reaching about $44 billion by 2023. To achieve this, the country has taken several initiatives. For example, 100% foreign direct investment is allowed in space sector. Indian Space Policy 2023 was also announced. Apart from these, Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center or INSPACE as an independent nodal agency under Department of Space was created, and New Space India Limited to facilitate private sector participation was also established.
In another news, Russian-controlled Zaporizhzhia nuclear reactor damaged following drone attack, raising questions on nuclear security. Zaporizhzhia, the largest nuclear plant in Europe, is located in southeast Ukraine on the banks of the Dnipro or Dnieper River, which drains into the Black Sea. It is currently under the control of the Russian forces. Let's begin by understanding more about nuclear security. It is the prevention of, detection of, and response to criminal or intentional unauthorized acts involving or directed at nuclear material, other radioactive material, or associated facilities. International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) highlighted 7 indispensable pillars of nuclear safety and security. These are: the physical integrity of the facilities, whether it is the reactors, fuel ponds, or radioactive waste stores, must be maintained. All safety and security system and equipment must be fully functional at all times. The operating staff must be able to fulfill their safety and security duties and have the capacity to make decisions free of undue pressure. There must be secure off-site power supply from the grid for all nuclear sites. There must be uninterrupted logistical supply chains and transportation to and from the sites. There must be effective on-site and off-site radiation monitoring systems and emergency preparedness and response measures. There must be reliable communications with the regulator and others. Over the past decades, several key international agreements have been established to govern the use and protection of nuclear materials. These include the 1979 Convention on the Physical Protection of Nuclear Material and Nuclear Facilities (CPPNM), the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1540 adopted in 2004, The 2005 International Convention for the Suppression of Acts of Nuclear Terrorism, ICSANT. Closer to home, India has built a robust framework for its own nuclear security, encompassing 5 crucial elements. These elements are: in the field of governance, India's Atomic Energy Act of 1962, as well as rules on safe disposal of radioactive waste 1987 and Radiation Protection 2004 provide legal foundation for nuclear security. The Atomic Energy Regulatory Board AERB as an institution oversees the implementation of nuclear safety and security measures. For the development of nuclear security practices and culture, India has developed a national design basis threat document and utilizes a central industrial security force to guard its nuclear sites. In terms of technology, India's closed fuel cycle with the reprocess to reuse of plutonium is designed to enhance the overall security of the nuclear fuel chain. Lastly, India is a party to all 13 major anti-terrorism conventions including CPPNM and ICSANT, demonstrating its commitment to global nuclear security. As the global landscape evolves, India's nuclear security framework will continue to adapt and strengthen, setting an example for others to follow.
In our next news, the approved list of models and manufacturers for solar photovoltaic modules introduced by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has finally come into effect after being held up for over a year. The approved models and manufacturers of solar photovoltaic modules order 2019 issued by the MNRE requires makers of solar modules to voluntarily submit their manufacturing facilities for inspection. This inspection is conducted by the National Institute of Solar Energy, an MNRE affiliated body. As a result of being included in the ALMM list as an approved manufacturing facility, a company is certified as a legitimate manufacturer of solar panels and not just an importer or assembler. This has several benefits. For instance, only models and manufacturers included in the list are eligible for use in government projects and schemes. Additionally, this helps reduce India's dependency on solar module imports from China, which currently controls around 80% of the global supply. Approved manufacturing facility ensures livelihood generation and manufacturing at local level. However, despite having a solar module manufacturing capacity of around 50 gigawatts and an installed capacity of solar cell manufacturing around 6 gigawatts, India has been heavily reliant on imports. In fact, around $11.17 billion worth of solar cells and modules have been imported into the country in the last 5 years. Notably, since 2021, China has been a significant source, producing 57% to 100% of India's solar imports, including module cells, wafers and solar glass. The reasons for the same include insufficient domestic manufacturing capacity, high cost of domestic solar PV panels and limited production of wafers or polysilicon. To address this issue, the government has taken several initiatives to facilitate domestic solar module manufacturing. These include the Production-Linked Incentive Scheme for High-Efficiency Solar PV Modules, the domestic content requirement under some of the current MNRE schemes, and the imposition of customs duty of 40% on solar modules and 25% on solar cells from 2022.
In our next news, research papers published by Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument DESI reveals the most precise measurement of the universe's expansion. Let's begin by looking at the key highlights of this groundbreaking research. DESI found that the universe is expanding at a rate of 68.5 kilometers per second per megaparsec. 1 megaparsec is equal to 1 million parsec, while 1 parsec is equal to a distance of 3.2616 light years. For the first time, scientists have measured the expansion history of the young universe with a precision better than 1%. To study the effects of dark energy over the past 11 billion years, DESI has created the largest 3D map of the universe. Now let's understand about what is Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument or DESI. The instrument is the product of an international collaboration bringing together researchers from more than 70 institutions, including from India. It is a ground-based dark energy experiment which measures the effect of dark energy on universe expansion. It is located on the Mayall 4-meter telescope at Kitt Peak National Observatory in the United States. Now let's delve into the concept of dark matter and dark energy. According to the leading model of the universe called Lambda CDM, cold dark matter, both matter and dark energy shape the expansion of the universe, but in opposing ways. Matter and dark matter slow down the expansion of the universe, while dark energy speeds it up. Dark energy and dark matter both make up the majority, around 95% of the entire universe. Dark energy, while making up 68% of the universe, is an unknown form of energy causing the universe to expand at an accelerated rate. Whereas dark matter, which makes up about 27% of the universe, is a hypothetical form of matter that cannot be directly observed, but its existence is inferred from its gravitational effects on visible matter and background radiation in the universe. In today's Place in News, we will discuss Mozambique with its capital, Maputo. More than 94 people died after a ferry capsized off Mozambique coast. Let's discuss its political features. It is bordered by Tanzania in north, Malawi and Zambia in the northwest, Zimbabwe in west, South Africa and Eswatini in southwest. Its surrounding water bodies include Indian Ocean, Lake Malawi, Nyasa, Chiuta, Chilwa. Mozambique Channel separates it from island of Madagascar. In terms of its geographical features, its highest peak is Mount Binga and major rivers include Zambezi, Limpopo, both empty into Indian Ocean, and Ruvuma, etc.
As we conclude today's main news, let's take a look at some quick updates. Over 73,000 applications received on Suvidha portal since the announcement of Lok Sabha elections. Suvidha portal has been developed by Election Commission of India to ensure a level playing field upholding the democratic principles of free, fair and transparent elections. The portal can help to scrutinize election expenditures, contributing to greater accountability and integrity in the electoral process. The UN Security Council refers Palestinian application to become full UN member to committee. In the UN membership procedure, state accepts charter commitments by submitting an application to Secretary General. UNSC requiring affirmative votes from 9 out of 15 members and no vetoes by 5 permanent members. Indian banks are battling the worst deposit crunch in 20 years, and at 80%, the credit deposit ratio is at its highest since 2005. The credit deposit ratio is the ratio of how much a bank lends out of the deposits it has mobilized. The regulators often monitor CDR to ensure banks maintain a prudent balance between lending and risk management. National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authorities revises ceiling prices of over 900 scheduled drug formulations. The NPPA was constituted in 1997 as an independent regulator for pricing of drugs. It's attached office of the Department of Pharmaceuticals and the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Cargo ships transiting the Mediterranean and the Black Sea are faced with growing incidents of GPS jamming, wherein ship navigation data is manipulated or interfered with near conflict zones. The Global Positioning System jamming is the act of using a frequency transmitting device to intentionally block or interfere with GPS signals that are used for positioning, navigation, and timing. Researchers at the University of Kerala developed an air-breathing magnesium copper or cupric oxide fuel cell. It is a variation of the magnesium carbon fuel cell but uses a copper-based cathode which can be reused, unlike carbon-based magnesium carbon fuel cell. It is operationally more stable than magnesium carbon fuel cell. The President conveyed her greetings on eve of Gudi Padwa and other festivals of welcoming spring season and Indian New Year. Gudi Padwa is observed on the first day of Chaitra month. It indicates arrival of spring and marks start of New Year in Maharashtra. Rise in water level of the Ural River due to snow melting affected over 10,000 homes across Russia. The Ural River is a 2,428 kilometers long river that flows through Russia and Kazakhstan along the continental boundary between Europe and Asia. Before we go, it's time to put your knowledge to test in today's segment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of News Today. To get the answer to today's quiz and to download the PDF of News Today, make sure to check out the links in the description below.